Hello guys, Tips here and welcome to another video. So the Halloween event of Twyla and Hex is almost over, but I'm sorry guys, I had some exams, so I couldn't make any videos about it. But uh, I think we can still make a quick review video about Twyla and Hex banner and should you summon for it. So first of all, she's a nightmare only, so that's an outsider. So you preferably want a dual faction, just like Kagiri. You can use him in multiple situations, but Twyla is just only a nightmare. Secondly, her basic attack was also similar to Kagiri, so she's very comparable to Kagiri. You're gonna see. She's almost gonna be used exactly as Kagiri in Guild Boss 1, in Guild Boss 2. She's a boss nuker just like Kagiri is. But I think he has an edge with the removing the shield, but that's beside the point. Other than that, the rest are pretty normal. Okay, so let's start with her talent. Each basic attack launched has 25% chance to trigger the ranged blade. The trigger chance for the ranged blade is increased by 5% each time the ultimate is cast, up to 15%. So 15% plus, so it's 40% chance to trigger that the ranged blade, which is her main source of damage. 20% damage 1200 times, so that's 240% damage, which is not crazy but good, certainly not bad. She inflicts also bleed for 5 seconds. So if you pull her with enough high attack speed, you can definitely keep constant bleed on her with this 5-second bleed. Okay, so her basic attack is regular, 100% damage, very regular basic attack. Her ultimate is that when Slice and Dice. Okay, that's a nice name. When activated, increase damage by 30% and reduce attack interval by 20%, granting the range blade extra 6 instance of damage. So 18%, 18 times. So that's 360% damage in her ultimate. Also, so the main source of damage is again the deranged blade. Uh, Very good ultimate actually, especially that it is low cost, can go up to 600. So very low, similar to Wrath ultimate. So she's gonna be ulting constantly. Okay, for 15 seconds deals 200. That goes up to 20 seconds. Deals 200% damage, so another 400% damage, an extra nuke at the beginning. Okay, that's a nice ultimate, especially the low cost ultimate with the high attack speed of the nightmare units. She's gonna be ulting constantly, which you're gonna actually need because of this insanely good. That's her main source of damage actually, is the defense penetration. Each time she casts ultimate, she gains 6% defense penetration, stacking up to 80% defense penetration. I think this ultimate penetration is what? Yeah, this one. So she goes up to 10%. So you need actually 8 ults to max 80% defense penetration. This is just probably just made for Guild Boss 2. This is the best unit for Guild Boss 2 just because of the defense penetration. She's gonna be crazy. She's even better than Salazar for it because of the defense penetration. I think she would also out damage Kagiri just because of the defense penetration, not because of the damage output per se. Yeah, very, very broken passive. So they had to like nerf her other sources of damage a little bit. So they added this useless passive, which is after not dealing damage for 2 seconds, the rage regen auto is increased by 10, can go up to about 20, I guess. Yeah, 20 per second, which is crazy. But considering the fact that she's a boss nuker, you need to be hitting the boss all the time. So this passive is almost very useless. I don't know. They had to nerf her damage output because of this passive, but this is so useless, especially in so many boss fights. Okay, so the cool part about her is that the pawn skill with Hex. She's essentially Harley Quinn for the Joker, so that's a pretty nice uh, combo to have. So she reduces her first deployment cost by 6, which is useless unless you use her in arena, which is not gonna happen because you're gonna not gonna use. Uh, is she gonna be used with Hex? Oh, she does not need to be used with Hex. Okay, so that's a decent one, especially that she's an 18 cost, right? She's definitely 17 cost. So if you decrease that by 7, she's 11 cost. Yeah, she's the cheapest nightmare unit now. Okay. Each time Hex draw a card, permanently increase crit damage by 5% up to 60%. So Hex always draws cards, so that is an easy 60% crit damage. Very, very good. So an extra item of crit damage on her with this passive, with this bond skill. Very, very nice. As for awakenings, I think A1 after triggering the ultimate 4 times increase every single instance of deranged grid. This is the best A1 for her. Just because of the deranged attack, which is her main source of damage, going from 20 to 30%. So that's an extra like 50% damage increase on her, which is crazy. But the only caveat is that you need to trigger the ultimate 4 times. If that was only without that, it would have been broken, but they had to balance her a little bit. So very good A1. Regular A2, ultimate duration 5 seconds. Pretty nice. Especially that she's a low cost, so you gotta cycle her a lot faster now. A5, upon taking physical damage for the first time, become immune to death for 6 seconds. And increase damage by 10%, by 100%. I think during this 6 seconds. Uh, Not very useful. Not very useful because you definitely don't want her to die, but it's not broken. A5 is not broken at all. She's not like a Gear or Lust where their A5 are just bonkers. Her A5 is just decent, I guess. So that leaves us with the question of should you summon? The answer is probably depends on your Guild Boss 1 and Guild Boss 2 status. If you are, especially if you are a low spender, if you're a whale or a kraken or a collector, you definitely go for them. But if you're a low spender or free to play, this is definitely a skippable banner if you are Guild Boss 1 and Guild Boss 2 is in a good spot. If you still need to hit 50k on Guild Boss 1, that's definitely an easy yes. Hex is definitely one of the best units for Guild Boss 1. He's also usable in Guild Boss 2, but not that much. Twyla is definitely gonna be the queen of Guild Boss 2. So you have the king of Guild Boss 1, queen of Guild Boss 2. If you need them and you are a low spender or free to play, you should definitely go for them. But if you don't, like me, I just skipped. I did one legendary and I just skipped the banner. So pretty skippable banner if you don't need them. Uh, I think that was it. Oh, we need to discuss the passive provided by her for Hex. It's Hex was already broken, so they just added a useless uh one to him. Like, who cares about him when he triggers Fate the Hermit, which is his when he gets damage, he get invisible for a bit of second. He get a shield equal to 40%. Like, what the hell? This is absolutely useless. And also, if Twyla is on the field, reduce Hex cost by 4. Also another useless part because you don't typically run them in any arena together. So pretty freaking useless bond added to Hex. But he was already broken, so they just decided not to add anything extra to him. So not that crazy. I think that covers it, guys. The summoning part and the Twilight part. Thank you guys for watching. If you will need to ask me anything about her, like where should it be used and what tests you need me to do on her, and I will definitely try to cover Guild Boss 1 and Guild Boss 2 in these duos. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.